Welcome. My voice will guide you through your session today, alongside sounds, colours and images. Please make sure your phone is turned off and that it won't ring or vibrate during the session. We'll begin the session lying down, with your legs straight and your arms by your side. If another position is more comfortable for you, then please take it. Notice where your body makes contact with the floor. The back of your head, your upper back, your buttocks, the backs of your arms and legs. Feel the floor outside of the nest, up and over the ceiling. When you hear this noise, please follow the instruction to guide your breathing in the way that I describe. When you hear the noise again, it will mark the end of the instruction. Let's try it now. Breathe gently through your nose. Notice your stomach rise and fall with each breath. In and out. Just notice it without trying to change it. Your stomach rising, up with each in-breath, down with each out-breath. Breathing in and out. Stomach moving up and down. Breathing in and out. Imagine the air passing in through your nose, filling your body as if it was an empty shell, expanding all the way to the ends of your fingers and toes, and then emptying your body of all air as you breathe out through your mouth. Breathing in and out. In and out. Imagine it is morning. You wake naturally from a deep, nourishing sleep in a comfortable bed in a warm room. You check your phone and see you have 2 hours before you need to leave. You have given yourself this time. You have made time for yourself. You get out of bed, shower and dress before making yourself breakfast. A large bowl of yogurt, muesli, fresh berries and honey. You feel the benefits of a good breakfast, a healthy start to the day. After breakfast, you listen to the radio and drink a cup of tea. You relish this quiet moment before you have to get on with a busy and productive day. You take your lunch out of your fridge. A mushroom and pasta dish that you made last night. You'll heat this up at work. Something nice and warm to eat. Alongside this, you take fruit and a small Tupperware box of almonds to keep you going. It is a crisp winter's morning. The sky is clear and the sun is low and bright. You decide to walk to work. More than that, you decide to walk slowly. You have time to take in the streets, the buildings, the trees, and other people. Your attention gently grazes over things as you pass them, coming to rest on a man walking a large, grey, friendly-looking dog, and moving on. Coming to rest on a couple jogging towards the local park, and moving on. Coming to rest on a group of children bundled up in winter coats, and moving on. The world is moving, and you are part of that movement. Calm breath streams out of your mouth and turns to mist in the air. Your mind turns to the day ahead. You've been leading on a big project. Something important for you and the people you're working with. It is starting to come together, starting to flow. You're excited to get to work, to make decisions, to speak to people about their ideas. It feels like you have some momentum. It's been hard, but worthwhile. And now you sense that there is excitement around what you are doing. You will dedicate your morning to that. No emails, no phone calls, a cup of strong coffee and a clear head. Calm, focused work on a meaningful project. In the afternoon, you have a meeting with a friend who has something new that they want to discuss with you. A new proposal, an opportunity. Things are really happening for you. The world is opening up. Possibilities are coming into view, and all you have to do is choose which way you want to go. Stop. That was a dream. Purse your lips slightly, leaving a small gap to breathe through. Place the tip of your tongue on the back of your lower teeth. Feel the in-breath, the cool air flowing over your tongue. In and out. In and out. Keep your chest and stomach as still as possible. Imagine the air passing through your mouth, down your throat. Feel how the air sits momentarily at the top of your lungs without ever making it down into your stomach. The air never quite gets to the edges of your body. Your fingers and toes are crumpled and deflated. You awake in the dark, the dead weight of shame in the pit of your stomach. The shame drifts, aimless and dreadful, until it alights upon a moment from the previous evening when you were having after-work drinks and misspoke or were misunderstood by a colleague. The statement you made was not what you meant. Or they took it in the wrong way. Or they frowned when they should have laughed. Or they became quiet after you spoke. Cold fear spreads through your body. You don't remember the exact details, but you remember the feeling. And it returns now, fresh and unencumbered by alcohol. It stings you and you sigh out loud. The sigh is the creation of a memory, and it opens a door onto half-remembered but acutely felt moments of shame from your past. Childhood and teenage embarrassments crowd your mind. Purse your lips and breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Your breath is shallow. Your chest rises and falls quickly and slightly, as though air is being drawn into your body through a thin plastic straw. Your neck muscles are tight and high on the pillow. One arm tingles, and your lower back aches. You feel your body tense up, predicting the sound of the alarm that you know is coming. Waiting is unbearable, but you can't seem to reach over to turn off your phone before it starts. You are on the platform of a railway station or at a bus stop. Rain falls on your head and your feet are cold. People crowd around you. A train or bus has been delayed or cancelled. They crane their heads to look at the electronic display, but there is no more information available. There is muttering and sighing, but you stare blankly ahead. You will not let this affect you. You will not let other people's anxiety affect you. You will not let other people's worries affect you. You will not let other people's anger affect you. Small, tight knot of string, never to untangle. The train or bus pulls in, and you resist the urge to push towards the doors. You are polite and calm, and respectful of others' personal space. People jostle to get on. You are firm but friendly about keeping your place in what you perceive as a queue. Some people who are behind you are now ahead of you, but you don't let it bother you. Their stress is theirs alone, and you don't need to take it on. You are squeezed in tight. Someone's body is pressing on yours, and yours on someone else's. Other people's body odour rises in the damp heat. The air is hot and sticky and wet. You worry that your body odour is seeping out of you. A bead of sweat makes its way down your back. Your breath is under your control. You are in charge of when and how you breathe. No one can tell you when to breathe. Your body is a tool you use to live. Pull your lips tight in a smile across your face and breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. In through your nose and out through your nose. You are sat at your desk. Your chair is high and you are tucked in as tight as possible, your belly pushed in by the edge of the desk. Your feet are on the floor, parallel with one another. There is a cardboard box full of pamphlets pressing against your left ankle. The box was torn open at one point, and the flaps are hanging off, tangled in brown packing tape. Imagine the balls of your feet pressed into the tough, wiry carpet. Your heels rise as if you are going on tiptoes. You hold your breath as your calves flex to an uncomfortable extreme. Your thighs are pushed tight against the underside of the desk. You breathe out while trying to stop the air from escaping your body. A deep, silent sigh, like you are lifting a heavy weight. You try to lift the desk up off the floor, and maybe it rises a millimetre, but really you are locked and squashed together in some immobile cramp. You are drawn back down from the flow of your task by the sound of breathing, but not your own. The breath you can hear is puckered, stuttering, whistling occasionally, through the chewing mouth and blocked nose of your colleague at the hot desk next to you. The sound of the breath is filtered, pitched up and around by the changing shape of the mouth as it opens and closes over the steaming hot, microwaved porridge churning around inside of it. You try to ignore the sound of their tongue and teeth mashing the food around their mouth. You rise above the thick noise of them swallowing and grunting as they click around their computer screen. They have their headphones on, and they laugh occasionally, bouncing ever so slightly in their wheelie chair. The smell of burnt dust from an electric fan heater. In the kitchen, a colleague breaks down in front of you. They say they can't stand it, that it's too much. They say we used to have more, but it's been taken from us. They say it never stops, that they are so tired. You try to console them, but it's hard to shake the feeling that you are expending a lot of energy on them. Energy you need for yourself. Their negativity is irritating. Their attitude is pathetic. You try to make them feel better, but as they begin to calm down, your resentment grows. They are ridiculous. They have no control over themselves. Their problems are their own. They are unprofessional. Visualize them being fired and asked to clear their desk. Visualize them being escorted from the building by security. Visualize them sitting shocked in a taxi to the station. Visualize them phoning their partner to tell them what has happened. Visualize them losing everything they have. The pieces of the story click together like a puzzle, and in this moment, you are strong again. You are complete, whole. Take a moment and ask yourself, how much tension do you hold in your neck? Can you keep it all up there? A finger in the dam. How much tension do you hold in your neck? The weight of your world and the weight of other people's feelings bear down on you. How much tension do you hold in your neck? Ligaments stretch, tight, tingling and shivering. A cup of hot, strong, hostile coffee in a poorly insulated corrugated cup. The dark, bold text of a new email materializes at the top of your inbox. Can we talk? ? You open another tab on your browser and the email disappears. You move your mouse on the grey foam mouse mat and watch the little arrow wiggle on the screen. You think you notice and feel a tiny lag in the movement. The search engine's text box sits empty, and you wonder what to write. You click back to the email. There is a second dark black line. Subject, : Please call me as soon as you read this. You look at your phone on your desk and notice the red light flashing to indicate a message. You feel your heart quicken and notice your wrist aching. A third email pops up, this time beginning in capital letters with urgent, : I can see you. You feel the room bristle, as if everyone else is copied into these emails. Do they know what is going on? You get up out of your chair. You're weak. Your legs tremble. You walk over to a glass cubicle. You imagine your finger being slammed between the glass door and the glass wall with the distinctive muted clank. Maybe it's a memory or a fantasy, but it's very clear. And you imagine being led away with a throbbing, swollen finger. Imagine the glass walls of the cubicle shattering into thousands of tiny fragments, as if they were being shot with bullets in a Hollywood film, or as if the doors were suddenly slammed shut with incredible force. Imagine the pieces of glass dropping straight down to the floor in slow motion, tinkling as they go. The door opens outwards. The cubicle smells faintly of expensive perfume. Inside there are two people in suits, sat on the far side of a table looking at you as you enter. You attempt to give them a smile, but they look deadly serious. Without being told to, you slip into the chair. It's too low, though, and you strain to sit up straight. The table has a solid front with no room to place your feet and legs. Your stomach drops with a sick, empty feeling. Goosebumps slide up your arms, shoulders, and back. You try to gauge what exactly they know. They are being professional and calm, but it feels like they are a million miles away. You have been found out. You are certain of it. There is no way out now. They know. Everyone knows. They know more than you. Any question they ask is already answered, and your vague words only make it worse. You get tangled up in contradictions and white lies. You hear yourself saying the same word over and over again. They ask you to clarify, to be specific, to go back to a crucial piece of information. But the more you speak, the more confused it becomes, even to you. What did you do? Why did you do it? You don't know. You'll never know. Their nodding faces are coated with understanding. They want to understand what happened, so they can find a way to help you. But you know what they really think of you, and you know what this means. You imagine someone close to you posting a comment about you on Facebook while you sit there in the cubicle. You can imagine a trail of comments from strangers unfolding beneath it, each a packed paragraph of tiny writing. You imagine friends hesitating over whether to call you. Who is going to make contact? Who is going to check in? Everything is over now. It is out. Every sense of who you are, every opinion that people have of you is overwritten as you sit there and talk yourself into oblivion. There are crumbs, smaller than crumbs, in your bed. Your breath comes in sips, quickly and softly, in through the mouth and out through the mouth. Your breath doesn't stop moving. In, out, in, out, in, out. The air barely touches your throat before it makes its way out again. Your chest rises and falls, and the lower part of your abdomen is hanging like a weight from your rib cage. You are barely aware of your limbs, and there is a dull pain inside your body that you dare not locate. You are going home. Everything is done now. There is nothing more to be said, nothing more you can do. A journey home from the end of your life. You are exhausted. You are on a bus or a train, surrounded by strangers. It is cold and miserable outside, but in here you are overheating. You are wearing too many layers. Sweat sticks your hair to your forehead, and your skin feels clammy where it touches the material of your shirt. You are standing up, holding on tightly to a handrail, and you begin to feel weak. Your breath speeds up. Faster, shallower, weaker. Faster, shallower, weaker. You recognize that you feel bad. You stop the music playing on your phone, but you leave your headphones on. You look around for a seat and try to maintain your composure whilst your anxiety levels increase. There is no seat. There is no more space for you, and no one will help you find any more space. You start to feel faint. There is very little you can do. Your vision starts to close in. You look down at the person sitting in front of you and decide to vocalize your problem and how they might be able to help. But as you open your mouth, it is already too late. Blank, shouting, screaming, begging, a long, long path surrounded by darkness, desperation falling into incoherence. Your body stiffens, your eyes roll back in your head, while you feel only immaterial terror. Your head rocks back and forth, and your body jerks and convulses. People lay you out on the floor and hold their hands behind your head. Some people move away, and some people keep their eyes down, worried about what might happen if they become too involved. You are awake. There is a ringing in your ears and the sound of your own groaning voice. Concerned faces crowd your vision. You feel embarrassed, and you apologize while you drink the water someone offers you. You try to get up, but you can't. You are helped to a sitting position and feel grateful that you don't know any of these people. You drink the water and stare blankly ahead until someone helps you off at your stop. The next day you stand after using the toilet and watch, mesmerized, as a large amount of fresh, unclotted blood swirls around in the bowl, mixing with your feces and urine in the water. You feel no panic, only the vague sense of concern one might feel for a distant relative, or the friend of a friend who is in some kind of trouble that you find hard to imagine happening to you. You clean up, and before you flush the toilet, you make a mental note to remember this moment in a future conversation with a doctor or a family member. You can say, "Here is where it began." You are alone in your house. It is quiet here. No one else is home. You are in bed and it is a weekday. You feel comfortable and warm. There is nowhere to go. You have nowhere to go. You have a pen and a pad of paper. You look down at the clean white paper and you write the words, "I can't," in a clear, flowing script. The sensuous scratch of a pen on paper, over and over again. I can't, I can't, I can't. You say the words aloud as you write. I can't, I can't, I can't. And as you say them, the words grow larger and taller and wider and more solid until they are huge, as big as a house. They tower over you and you sink down beneath them. As they rise way up into the clouds, the letters now far too big for you to comprehend, it occurs to you that the words aren't for you. They are for some other entity that you won't ever meet, or know, or understand. They are words from another world, magical words. Your breath is someone else's breath. It flows in through your nose and out through your mouth. And it flows without you ever knowing quite how it does what it has done and will always do. You have handed over control of your body to an unseen force, a force both benign and powerful, a force that explains to you via the sound of your own breath that you no longer have to think, to feel. You no longer need to go to work. You no longer need to catch up with family or friends. You no longer need to respond to an email. You no longer need to attend an event. You no longer need to stop. You no longer need to make time for yourself and your partner. You no longer need to make a phone call. You no longer need to go to the gym or for a run. You no longer need to psych yourself. You no longer need to check your bank balance. Hold your stomach in. You no longer need to go to the doctors. You no longer need to get your hair cut. You no longer need to go for a walk. You no longer need to read an article sent by a colleague. How they are. You no longer need to pop to the shops. You no longer need to make yourself a healthy snack. You no longer need to try a restaurant recommended by a friend. You no longer need to watch a film or a television series you've been meaning to get round to. Like a child. You no longer have to mollycoddle people who act You no longer need to do your washing. You no longer have to need to avoid screens after 10 p.m. You no longer have to get You no longer need to limit your intake about their feelings. You no longer have to be the need to think about your future. Organizer. You no longer need to stand up and get the blood flowing. The shoulder. You no longer need to move your limbs. The strong arm. Your head. The calm head. You no longer need the sympathetic smile. You no longer need a body. You no longer need to breathe.